I want to apologize in advance for all the auditory issues this episode. I am not as strong. I was editing this myself, and I'm not strong enough or confident enough as an editor to correct that. Anyways, take it away, Jesse.
At Odds is a podcast scheduled 3 rounds of discussion with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first from a Zoom call in Columbia, South Carolina, Matthew, aka the Unbreakable Spirit, and his opponent from a Zoom call in Atlanta, Georgia, Daniel, aka the Executioner. Take it away, Matthew.
Thank you, Jesse, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 15 of At Odds with the Unbreakable Spirit.
And the Executioner, Daniel Travis.
Yes, I am, of course, the Unbreakable Spirit. And we have a good episode for you guys this week.
Yep. Topic
This
1.
week, we have Seth Rollins' hints at getting added to the Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar WrestleMania 38 match.
Yeah.
Dolph
38.
Ziggler's NXT appearance, and would he be a good NXT champion?
I don't know.
And topic 3, the reverse of one of our topics last week, good wrestling gimmicks.
Because it only makes sense because we did shitty gimmicks last week.
Yeah, we crapped on a lot of gimmicks last week, so we thought we'd make amends for that.
Alright.
Let's start off with topic 1.
Yes. What are your thoughts on Seth Rollins possibly being added if it happens?
I'm not sure how I feel about that, if I'm being 100% honest.
Really? Why do you say that?
Because of the simple fact that it's already happened from a certain point of view and everything.
Oh, right, from WrestleMania 31. But, right, because of the whole of the heist of the century.
Yes.
I mean, if you ask me, having this triple threat match would be a quite interesting thing because, well, you're right. It happened back at WrestleMania 31 after Seth cashed in. It would be, not only would it continue, I mean, in my opinion, it would sort of continue the two big storylines. The storyline that Roman has with Brock and continuing what's going on from the Royal Rumble. And
but would that mean that Seth is now a part of the SmackDown roster?
I guess I'm not really sure. I mean, it could be a part of this. I mean, because I don't really know, to be honest. And I will say this for the record is I don't even know if the brand split is really even a thing anymore, considering that they could just plot people from wherever they want, or I guess. But I mean, I think it would just be interesting because it would go back to WrestleMania 31, and it would kind of and if you think about it, it would kind of go full circle because back then a lot of people didn't really like Roman. That was the beginning of people not really liking Roman Reigns And now all these years later, Roman Reigns is having the run of his career.
That is true. But I'm not sure how I feel about Seth just getting into a random match.
I'm in
Okay,
knowing.
and I'm on the WWE app on my iPad currently. It says Seth is still a part of the Monday Night Raw roster. So it
Uh,
doesn't make sense for him to be added to the SmackDown World Championship match.
well, I think it's if you think about it like this, because remember, Seth Rollins was, due to the whole Shane McMahon being fired, was supposed to wrestle Shane McMahon at Mania, so maybe this is their plan B.
Yeah, and as Triple H says, there's always a plan B.
Mm-hmm. Plus, I don't know. I mean, my personal opinion, I think I think these three guys having a triple threat match. Well, yes, it's already happened. I think that it
The
would
last
also be,
time it was the last time it happened, Roman's family was not happy.
yes, yeah, and also think about it like this. Not only would it be a callback to WrestleMania 31, and yes, I know I'm repeating myself, but this needs to be said here. But I also think that if you think about it, for that match, the roles would be, I mean, because yes, these two have fought plenty of times at WrestleMania, but if you think about it, their match at Mania it's kind of the reverse, because
Yeah, one would say they might have fought too many times, but it would not be me.
no, I mean, hey, I'm gonna say this here, but what I mean, hey, sometimes you need to fight an opponent a couple thousand times because otherwise, how can you continue a storyline with some person or have a long-standing rivalry with a person?
Fair enough. And for the record, I'm not saying like they shouldn't fight. I'm just saying I don't want them to turn into like a John Cena, Randy Orton sort of thing.
I mean, hey, every time they fought, it's always been you you don't really know exactly what you're gonna get, but you do know they're gonna beat the living tar out of each other.
Yeah, but when you come to expect something, it becomes boring.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, I mean, I've also thought that Seth being added to this triple threat match would be interesting because I'm not really sure exactly what WWE has plans for Seth Rollins, but it would also kind of be interesting considering that Roman Reigns has still not beaten Seth Rollins.
Right, and I will admit I did start the timer late, but on my timer we have almost a minute 30 left. So let's do our final thoughts. Mach schnell. That means
Okay,
with speed.
yeah, I know. My final thoughts are, well, I don't really see Seth Rollins being added to this triple threat match as it, as it will. My final thoughts are this. I think that Seth Rollins being added to a triple threat match would be an interesting way to do a callback, and it would be a way to maybe to, if they wanted to, continue the storyline from the Royal Rumble if they wanted to.
Okay, I can respect that. My thoughts are, while it would be interesting, those who don't learn from history are doomed to repeat it, and I don't think a Raw superstar should be holding the biggest title on SmackDown.
Yeah, fair enough.
Alright, so we're going to take a quick break before we jump into our second topic.
All right. Ow.
And we're back to cover a shocking appearance of the guy who is stealing shows and your girlfriends, the show off Dolph Ziggler on NXT 2.0.
Yes, during a contract signing for some reason. Not really sure why they even do contract signings.
I don't even know why he was there.
Honestly, neither do I. I mean, from what my understanding is, maybe because of, I guess him and Braun Breaker have been going back and forth on social media. I guess.
Have they?
I don't know. But to answer the question, do I think that Dolph Ziggler? The question is, would Dolph Ziggler, a man who has been in WWE since I believe 2006, since the days of the Spirit Squad,
where he was Nikki,
yes, would Dolph Ziggler be a good NXT champion? And my honest thoughts is yes. I think Dolph Ziggler would be a good NXT champion for two reasons. One, he's been around the game for a very, very, very long time, and I honestly believe that he could maybe get some more attention on the spray paint NXT.
In a not so shocking turn of events, I agree with you.
Not
because they're like you said, Dolph Ziggler's been around for a while. Now people might think, but wouldn't that make him a bad NXT champion? NXT is supposed to be the future of the professional wrestling business. And I hear you guys, but Dolph Ziggler has been a workhorse of WWE for over a decade. And when it comes to people selling moves, there are very few people that come as close to being almost a perfect seller as Dolph Ziggler.
Yes, and you see, I also believe why Dolph Ziggler would be a good NXT champion is because not only of his name recognition, but also there are a lot of people, a lot of new fresh matchups to have. We could get, I don't know, Dolph Ziggler versus Tommaso Ciampa, or Dolph Ziggler versus Braun Breaker, or Dolph Ziggler versus Pete Dunne.
Dolph Ziggler versus Grayson Waller.
Yes.
Actually, they'd probably be a tag team.
Yeah, fair enough.
They're both egotistical. Now, I'm not saying that about the person Dolph Ziggler. I'm saying that about the character.
Yes, and and another reason why I believe Dolph Ziggler personally will be a good NXT champion is because he is not only a fantastic wrestler in the ring, but he's also a dude who is like a Shawn Michaels. He could have a phenomenal match with anybody.
I did just think of this.
Okay, go ahead.
But I saw an article on RSN that
of course
NXT did abysmal on Sci-Fi this week.
I
It
mean,
had
okay.
like 400 viewers or something.
Yeah, who really gives a damn?
Now, hear me out.
Okay.
We know that NXT 2.0 has not been doing well since the offset.
No.
Could WWE be bringing stars from Raw and SmackDown
I
to
meant
NXT to attempt to boost ratings?
they brought AJ Styles. It was his
Yeah.
idea. I actually heard that it was his idea.
Yeah, because Grayson Waller called him out.
Yeah.
But could WWE be doing this to try to boost ratings?
I mean, I honestly think, yeah, that seems very likely because, like, look, from the stuff, when I was watching NXT this past Tuesday, it just felt, I mean, Grayson Wall, I honestly believe when I saw that Dolph Ziggler shot up, A, I didn't see that coming, and B, is that I honestly think that Dolph Ziggler is the kind of guy who could, I hate to say this, but carry NXT 2.0 on its back. Because
Yeah, like they lost their heart and soul when Johnny Gargano left.
because I hate to be the guy to say this, but well, yes, well, Braun Breaker has only been the NXT champion for a bit. I don't really know if he is good enough, besides being a second generation, to carry 2.0 on his back.
I mean, he is the son of Rich Steiner,
Mm,
Scott Steiner's lesser known brother.
mm, yeah, I mean, now, what are your thoughts?
My thoughts on Dolph Ziggler going to. I forgot to start the timer again. God damn it. This is going
Good
to be a
job.
long episode, ladies and gentlemen.
Yep, sorry. Not sorry.
So we have about 6 minutes 20 seconds left. So I'm going to state my opinion. Oh
Please.
god, this is a train wreck.
Please, start your. What is your opinion?
Hey, at least it's not my final thought. Ziggler has been when you think about it and what he's accomplished, in some points he's been a pretty big name in WWE. I mean, he's a former world champion, former multi-time intercontinental champion, former United
United
States
States.
champion, former tag team champion.
He's done it all. Oh,
Yeah,
former money.
and let's just forget about the whole Nikki character, like the Spirit Squad male cheerleaders. Let's forget about that.
Former Money in the Bank, who had
Yeah,
one of the
which is
best.
how he became a world champion.
Yes.
And he got an on-screen relationship with CM Punk's wife.
Yeah. There's that. That's not really important, but there's that.
Yeah, it's not important, but it's just.
And also back then he was the guy to on screen to begin to bring in Big E, or excuse me, yeah, to bring in Big E when he first debuted.
Yeah, he brought in Big E back when Big E was still called Big E Langston. And if you listen to New Day Feel the Power, you know Big E has gone on rants about losing his last name.
Yeah, which now I thought I stick this for on the record here is that if you ask me, well, yes, Dolph Ziggler has been great with his partner Bobby Roode. This could, if you honestly ask me, this could be a chance for Dolph Ziggler to show everybody that he is a main event level talent, and and a guy who isn't just a tag team guy, but a guy who can be a world champion, even if it's on NXT.
It could be a chance to reinvent Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah, and hell, I hate to say this, but maybe Dolph Ziggler should go down to NXT. Because I know a lot of people are like, oh, yes, but Dolph Ziggler's on Raw. Like, yeah, true. That is very true. But
But with how bad NXT's been doing, they need a big name.
yes, and I think Dolph Ziggler is the guy. I think, if you ask me, Dolph Ziggler is a guy that could be not only the NXT champion, but to be a top heel NXT champion.
Yeah, if I had to give Dolph Ziggler an unofficial nickname, it would be the Workhorse.
Mm-hmm. I mean, so tell me, what are your thoughts? I mean, do you honestly think that Dolph Ziggler should stay in NXT, reinvent himself, come back up to the main roster, and go maybe become a world champion one more time on the main roster? What are your
I would
thoughts?
love to see that. And admittedly, like, Dolph Ziggler, like, there have been dream matches before, but if he were in NXT, NXT is currently sort of being run by the Heartbreak Kid. And don't lie to me and say you don't want to see Shawn Michaels take on Dolph Ziggler.
I mean, if Shawn Michaels even honestly wants to come out of retirement for one more time.
I mean, like, no one stays retired in pro wrestling these days.
Except for The Undertaker.
Yeah, but he's like, what, 50, 60 something?
Yeah, and then plus the man has had. I am not joking what I'm about to say. I heard him say this on when he was talking with Kevin Hart. Yes, he had a conversation with Kevin Hart that he's had a total of approximately 18 fucking surgeries.
Yeah, he should probably stay retired. Oh, I'm not saying I don't love The Undertaker. He was literally the first wrestler I ever watched, and he squashed Shelton Benjamin.
But
No, that's right. He reversed a tombstone into a tombstone.
if you ask me, I think that Dolph Ziggler is definitely could use a reinvention because otherwise he'd just be teaming up with Bobby Roode, losing to people, putting other people over. If I were Dolph Ziggler, I would go down to NXT to just reinvent myself to be like, hey, WWE, I'm not just a guy who's just in a tag team with Bobby Roode. I'm a guy who honestly deserves to be a world.
Yeah, and maybe he could win the NXT title. And then both parts of the Dirty Dogs would be former NXT champions.
Okay, this needs to be stated, but maybe Bobby Roode should probably go back to NXT because he needs to go back. Because I've actually always
I
wanted.
know we're calling him Bobby Roode when WWE changed his name to Robert.
But this needs to be said here for the record. I honestly believe that WWE, because I know WWE decided to reboot Robert Roode or whatever the Bobby Roode, but I honestly think they should have kept Bobby Roode as a glorious asshole.
Yeah, so my timer just went off. Let's move into final thoughts before our final segment.
Okay, final thoughts. I believe that Dolph Ziggler should stay in NXT and reinvent himself and become a former and become an NXT champion to show everyone that hey, I'm not just a tag team guy with with Robert Roode, I'm a guy who, like you said, so with NXT having such low ratings, I think he would be the perfect guy to possibly carry NXT 2.0 on his back. That's my final thoughts.
Yeah, and I believe that Dolph Ziggler could be the person NXT needs to get the ratings boost, and he's a workhorse, and NXT used to be the land of the workhorses. I think Dolph Ziggler could revitalize NXT.
I
We're gonna
completely.
take a quick break before we go on to great wrestling gimmicks.
I also, by the way, I do kind of agree with you on that.
Okay, we're gonna take a quick break.
Bye.
And we are back for the final segment, our redemption from last week, where we just
Shitted on gimmicks.
mainly
Let's be-
with the shoes gimmick.
Yeah, okay, yeah, because that is the. Alright, yes.
But to be fair, this past Tuesday we had a segment where she wasn't asleep.
What the hell?
Yeah. But
Anyway,
anyways, I digress.
yes, let's talk about great wrestling gimmicks. What are some great wrestling gimmicks that come to mind for you?
Where to begin with that?
Triple H.
The Undertaker.
Stone Cold Steve Austin.
The Rock.
Hell, I'm gonna say this: Roman Reigns' current gimmick as the Tribal Chief.
Yeah. Seth Rollins, the man gimmick, I guess. Which Becky Lynch's the man. It was also really good.
Yeah. Alright. You wanna? Alright. Alright. Let's talk about a good gimmick. A great gimmick. If you ask me, I would say, besides saying the head of the table, Roman Reigns, I would honestly say, let's talk about Undertaker, because
but
for those
which era of Undertaker?
It doesn't matter which version of the Undertaker.
It was a rhetorical question because no matter what era of Undertaker, he has put 110% in on his gimmick.
Yeah, for those of you, the reason why
I forgot to start the timer again.
Oh my fucking god!
At least I realized it earlier this time.
Yeah, fair enough. But the reason why we're saying, oh, why would Undertaker be part of the great wrestling gimmicks? All right, you see, Undertaker. Okay, 30 years ago, now 31 years ago, when Undertaker debuted, he
Well, this
played...
November it will be 31 years ago.
Oh, whatever. But Undertaker played this gimmick literally 24/7.
Yeah, he didn't even have a social media.
Yeah.
And people got angry when he created one.
Like people. The man spent 30 years, maybe maybe in this past decade, just, not having a social media because he wanted to keep everything a secret. And then over the past couple of years, yeah. Hell, another great gimmick besides Undertaker is, I don't know, Triple H. Why? Oh, I don't know, when he was a part of DX, yeah, sure, but, Triple H is just such a great character, I guess, because because he's good at getting people to hate him, I guess.
Hate him or love him, Triple H is as one of his nicknames says, cerebral assassin.
Yeah, I
He
don't.
understands this business like no other.
And also, hell, I would say I would put Randy Orton on this business because the dude is a third generation, and even as a baby face, Randy Orton has put in the work for nearly 20 years, non-stop, except for the times he's got injured, but still.
Fair enough.
Hell, another great gimmick, if you ask me, is Stone. Oh hell, I don't know. Stone Cold. Hell.
What? You made Stone Cold Steve Austin? What?
Okay, because for those of you that don't know, and this is a legit fact here, after when Stone Cold debuted as the Ring General, both even though he was a part of the Ringmaster, even though he was on ECW just cutting shoot style promos or literal shoot promos on
Oh, I thought
WC.
you were talking about his WWF debut.
Oh yeah, but when Stone Cold wanted a new gimmick, you could literally thank Michael Hayes for the creation of the Stunner.
Yeah. And you can also thank him winning King of the Ring because he didn't get to do that. You can talk about your songs, you can talk about your John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says, I'll just whip your ass.
Yeah, now The Rock is good. Yes. For those of you who have no idea who The Rock is,
which is
Dwayne,
literally no one.
Yeah, but for those of you who are too stupid to not go see, I don't know, any movie, The Rock is Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. Who it was the first ever third generation superstar.
Yeah, and I'm gonna say this, but look. All right, Matthew, I'm gonna ask you this: what, in your opinion, makes a great wrestling gimmick?
I like there to be a story with a gimmick.
Like Roman Reigns.
Yeah. And like it has to be something powerful. And I know you're about to say again, like Roman Reigns.
Yes.
But also there needs to be a mythos. Which is why we started off with The Undertaker. And why we used him as an example of a great wrestling gimmick.
Yeah.
Even if part of his mythos is his mom cheating on his dad with Paul Bearer to create Kane.
Yes. There is that. And then also burning the place, and then also burning their house to the fucking ground.
Yeah.
So there's that. But if you ask me, like,
also you gotta have a lot of charisma or just not give a shit. Respectively, those in Steve Austin and Dwayne Johnson are on opposite spectrums of that part.
Yeah. Yeah. If you ask me for what makes a good wrestling gimmick is, you also just need to be phenomenal and just great on the mic. But yeah, but if you ask me, I honestly believe, besides Undertaker, that hell, I'm gonna go on a limb and say this, but Vince McMahon is a great gimmick
Yeah,
when he's on screen.
but we're gonna have to wrap it there because that's all the time we have.
Yep.
We'll be back next week with more debates and discussions.
And don't forget to find us on Twitter. Yes, we have a Twitter.
Yes, we have an official Twitter @_odds_podcast.
And also, don't forget if you have Google Podcast.
Yeah, I completely forgot about the announcements.
Yeah.
Yes, we have been approved for Google Podcast. I have no clue how to upload on Google Podcast.
Neither do I.
So Jesse will have to figure that out somehow.
Yes, so like, follow, subscribe, however you do that on Google Podcasts or any other platform.
Yeah. And until then, the executioner and the unbreakable spirit will still be at odds.
Peace
Hasta
out.
la vista.
Baby.